Hey beauties, welcome to Throwback Thursday. I'm going to be going in with the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. We're going to see if it's still a dream or if it's now not as good. Going to go ahead and pin my hair up, of course, get it out of our way. FYI, or by the way, how in the hell do people do their makeup with their hair down in front of their face? As a viewer, as a watcher, I cringe. Okay, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Anyways, I'm going to go and do my eyes first. I do have on my Alter Ego eyeshadow base that was gifted, and I'm going to go into these 3 shades to begin with, as you can see. And I'm going to take the deeper, kind of more plum shade and put that on the very, very bottom of my lid. My goal ultimately was to have a very smoky, like berry looking eye, and then be able to use that kind of as a base. Then from there, kind of build on that and do my shimmer shades. So you will see this process. Hopefully I get this voiceover done in one take, y'all. Look, we're gonna hope for the best, okay? Also, do you have this palette? Do you like this palette? Do you like Natasha Denona? And what palettes would you guys like to see moving forward for Throwback Thursday? So as you can see, I'm just taking a very firm brush, again, keeping it on the very, very bottom part of my lid or next to the lash line, basically, and just trying to make sure that it's kind of fully opaque. I was also in this process trying to create a more rounded shape, as you guys will see. Yeah, and then I move on to the next shade. I'm going to go ahead and note right now, you're probably going to see me on the struggle bus just a little bit. This like cream to like powder formula that she has, or like the cream formulas that she has in the pans, or in the palettes, excuse me. I feel like a few of them have dried out because I was having a little bit of a harder time. You can see I kind of got it there. You'll see that I kind of had to work with it in a specific way. We still got there, and I got the opacity and stuff like that that I wanted. Again, this was a base, so I wasn't super worried about it, how it looked or anything like that. I did want to make sure that my shape was the proper shape though. All right, yeah, you can see I was like, this is not working the way I anticipated it working or the way that I'm used to it working. So I just went in with a different brush. I did spray it with a little bit of SOS Rescue Spray from Tower 28. My husband had just come in, so if you do see me talking and stuff like that, we were chatting. And this was gorgeous. It worked absolutely perfectly. You'll see in just a second. I was definitely impressed and definitely elated, and this was kind of the level of pigmentation that I was aiming for. And I think that's a really, really good rule of thumb to kind of just try different things, different measures, different techniques, different brushes, so on and so forth. But we got there, y'all. We got there. Now I'm going to go in with a pencil brush. This one is a little bit more kind of pointed at the edge, and this is completely clean, no product. And you will see during the process of doing this, this was a little bit more tedious, so I'm going to keep some of it in real time, but I do always keep a towel on my lap. So I just wanted to do small, very tight circular motions here and really aim for a beautiful soft diffusion at the edges, and it works perfectly. Again, you could try different brushes. Because this one was a little bit more firm and it was, you know, it was a little bit more pinched, it worked great. So basically I'm just gonna go through and just make sure that everything is buffed out. My edges are blended and everything is just kind of a little bit more diffused, not quite so harsh and stark like you can still kind of see it on the other side. Once I was happy with my shape, I was going in with my metallic shades. I'm going in with the shade Thrill for the inner corner and then Vision for the outer part of the lid. I do start off, and I know better and I know me, and I should have just gone in with my finger like I normally do, but I went in with a brush to start with because I did want to have this a little bit more precise than I typically go for. But as you can see, it was doing nada, okay? So went in with my finger and that was much, much better. This is so incredibly beautiful. I feel like the color, like placement and the choices and stuff that I made, I love this look, you guys. Like, spoiler alert, I love this look so, so much. Then I'm gonna go in, y'all don't yell at me, I know I use it all the time, but I'm going back in with going in with the Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette. I'm using this beautiful pink shade. It has like a pinky to kind of goldy shift to it. And I just thought that that would be absolutely beautiful for my inner corner. So I did that for the inner corner. And yes, I absolutely loved it. It also kind of helped further blend the edges, kind of swooping up into the inner corner and like first part of the lid. I love doing that. I love an open, like light, bright, iridescent or sparkly type of shade for my inner corner. Love. Now I'm just going to go in and just clean everything up. There's not like a whole lot of fallout or anything like that, but this is a way to make everything just a little bit more clean, a little bit more crisp. And it's also a really good thing about doing your eye makeup first. You can go in and really be kind of haphazard, be a little bit more sloppy, messy, not have to worry about fallout or anything. And I just love that. I love the convenience of doing that. You will see, again, I'm trying to make sure that I create a very rounded shape here. And I always will take, especially if I'm using a wipe, I like to press my fingers over. It just kind of keeps those edges a little bit more diffused the way that I like it. Next, I'm going in with my all-time favorite foundation ever. This is the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. This is their new packaging, and this is in the shade medium. And it's going to look dark on my face, but I promise y'all it is the right shade and it matches me perfectly. Please keep in mind that my face is always going to be 18,000 shades, lighter than the rest of my body, because I'm an SPF junkie, and I use SPF 50 on my face at all times, and then typically at SPF of 15 or 30 on my body. That's just the way I like to do it, but this is so beautiful. If you've never tried it, I feel like this is kind of universally flattering. It works for dry skin. I believe that it would also work for oily skin. So I'm going to go in and just apply this. I will get up close and show y'all the before and after as well. It's lovely. I opted to smoke out the lower lash line, and I did blend it out with the same like sponger brush that I used earlier. And I'm going to go in with the shade Far Out from the Noctilucent palette and use that for my brow bone. And I did pop a little tiny bit of that on the inner corner as well. To finish off the eyes, I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Blue Liner. It is in the shade Roll. And then I'm going to add on my Polite Society mascara that I got in my IPSY Glam bag. And oh my gosh, I love the look so much. I'm going to be going in with my P. Louise, the Aligning My Future. This was, I believe, the colorway 2, but it's the more warm tone one. It has eyeshadows, it has 8 blushes, 8 bronzers, and 8 highlighters. I thought this would be absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go in. I kind of opted at first to start with the 2 lighter shades, but they kind of weren't really showing up on me. So you'll see I added the next shade down. I like that kind of, a little bit more burnt, a little bit more bronzy, but not looking like I have a bronzer helmet. But it looks so perfect. And I love, love, love this palette, you guys. I'm almost positive they're still available. There's 3 different colorways to it, but so beautiful. I've used it quite a bit on other people as well, and I just really love it. The formulas and stuff are great. A couple of the blushes, I feel like even upon my first impression and first getting this, did have a little bit of hard pan, is my best guess. Or there's some kind of a layer or something like that where it's really hard to get the pigment out. But I went in and bronzed up all over, and then opted to go in with a couple of the blushes and mixed it just a little bit. And then I decided to go back to the Noctilucent palette for my highlight. And to finish off, I went in with the Milani Color Statement Liner in Nude and my Riri Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb lip gloss. And here is the finished look.